What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Abe here from the DisKingdom podcast, and on this episode, we're going to be discussing May the 4th and all the news that came out of that week. Whole host of different Star Wars stuff. We got some new video games. We had new stuff that come out, new merchandise. Star Wars Celebration was announced. So, Abe, what did you think of May the 4th this week?
It's like you said, it was a lot of stuff. I mean, it's exactly it. Like you can every time you turned around, it's like, oh, new information. Like the guys in charge of Titanfall are going to be doing a Star Wars game. It's like, whoa, that's awesome. Then you start hearing Star Wars Celebration is going to be in Orlando next year. Whoa, that's awesome. Like all these new bits of information. Then I log into Star Wars Battlefront. Ooh, 4,444 credits given to me for free. Woo! It's just a lot of things. So
yeah,
but yeah,
it was definitely.
There's a bunch of stuff.
I mean, I was away, and I was just at my in-laws' nan, and literally, I mean, I had my phone and I managed to wire up my iPad. I mean, I literally just felt like I spent like half the day just uploading stories because there was so much coming out. There were some cool things that got announced. Star Wars Celebration returning to Orlando next year in April, and it's the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, so I think that's going to be a big thing. I'm sure it's going to be super popular doing it in Orlando. That thing's probably going to sell out very quickly. A few more bits and pieces. I think Mark Hamill was announced for this year's Star Wars Celebration in London, which I'm going to be going to. So that was cool. So Orlando people have got a lot of stuff to be excited about. I know you went to the LA one last year.
Yeah, it was the Anaheim one, right next to Disney.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, so definitely, this is kind of the cool thing I think with Celebrations, is that it moves around different locations. Let's lots of people experience it, because I think that's the one thing with a lot of these big events, like San Diego Comic Con and E3 and New York. It's like the city's in the name, but I love the fact that Celebration moves around. It gives everyone a chance, to go. If it's in Germany the year after, or it's in New York, if it's in Toronto or something, moves around. It gives everyone that opportunity to experience it, rather than I mean, I know everywhere's doing Comic Cons now, but if that one experience moves around, it's kind of a cool thing.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
it definitely gives those opportunities to visit. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of quite. I mean, I find it quite interesting. Obviously you got to experience it last year in LA. I'm going to get it this year in London, and then so like Nick or
Travis,
Travis will probably head down there to experience it over a few different years, rather than everything like a D23, being moved around and stuff. So I definitely think that was cool. You brought up there the Star Wars game being announced by EA and Respawn, who created Titanfall. Now they're working on a new video game. Didn't really announce anything of when it's coming, how it's doing. It's going to be a third-person shooter. This kind of my initial thought was, well, if they're doing a shooter with Battlefront, but then it doesn't surprise me then if it alternated years, or if it did something like that.
I mean, yeah, it was choppy. I mean, I don't know. It's at this point we don't know. I mean, it depends. It could very much be something like that where they're alternating. It could be which they are going to take a different storyline. Maybe they're going to be in charge of doing the video game for the Han Solo movie. You just don't know. It's just too early to tell. So I mean, but the fact is, they are awesome. Titanfall was really popular, really cool game, and I'm excited for them. I think they're going to be able to produce an awesome game. So.
It's also, I think it's great. I mean, EA, the whole kind of thing was the fact that BioWare are working on, constant updates to the Old Republic PC game. Battlefront are doing bits and pieces. You've got, I think they have other studios working on mobile games. I do love the fact that they really franchised out all the content to different video game companies to try and make as much varied content and different stuff as possible, rather than maybe just focusing on them making one game. I think this is a good thing with, as much as EA, don't have the best history sometimes for games. I do love the fact that they are sort of spreading out and bringing in other teams, rather than, because pretty much. And also, there was a whole host of new video games that got it's not so much new video games. There was a whole host of special sales on the mobile versions and on the consoles, featuring different sales. There was like 50-60% off on Steam. Literally, I think there was about 30 games on there that were discounted. PlayStation Store had a load of discounts. I picked up Bounty Hunter and what was the other one? Jedi Starfighter. Literally, they were like £4 each. They were on sale. And for the Xbox, they had a whole host of the 360 games on sale, including Force Unleashed and Unleashed 2, which then became backwards compatible with. So I downloaded them. So I downloaded like 4 new Star Wars games just on like Star Wars Day alone.
Yeah, let's see you had a field day there.
Yeah, it went a bit nuts. I was going to buy some stuff on Steam, but once Force Unleashed came on Xbox One, that was like, right, that's me done. So I was playing a little. So I did go on a little bit of a spree for older games, but on the new consoles. Have you ever played any of them?
Long time ago. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't tend to play all the older games too often. So
no, I think with the X, because I haven't played Force Unleashed 1, or I actually haven't played any of them. So I think having them repurchased on the Xbox, and I think like Unleashed 2 was like £3.60 in a sale, and they were only about £4 each at that point. I was looking in a store last week, looking at some Star Wars games on the PS. £3-4 second hand, so I was like, well, I might as well buy them on the PS4 and have them all remastered, and so instead.
If it made sense, then obviously,
yeah,
that was the day to do it anyway. So
yeah, and there was loads of stuff with mobile stuff that will come in. And there's new pop vinyls. They were in a whole host of they were brought out and stuff. There was new die-cast toys, new magic bands, new pins. They literally went to. They had so much merchandise coming out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Disneyland had their own exclusive May the 4th gear that came out as well. So
the only thing that did get me is I was thinking we might have seen something a little bit more in terms of maybe a trailer for Rogue One or something. While there was a load of information, it was a load of little bits. There was nothing of any kind of massive game changer. Because I don't know if, I know last year they had that Force event in September where they released all the new figures for Star Wars. So I don't know if it felt a little bit anticlimax. It didn't seem to be as big as maybe a load of little information.
No, I think it's going to be exactly like last year. I think we're not going to see our second trailer until Star Wars Celebration. And I also think, I'm not going to lie. I got to see the trailer again, watching Civil War, and I'm just excited. Just Felicity Jones, just seeing her. I rebel. It's like you still get the little goosebumps here and there of a new Star Wars movie coming. I mean, I still get thrown off with Forrest Whitaker and then the samurai dude coming out, but other than that, I'm excited for it. So.
Yeah, that's good. It's definitely an interesting thing with all this Star Wars stuff coming out. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this as well, guys. And be sure to comment below. And also, if you're on any of this other listening on the audio versions, subscribe and get in touch with us on like Facebook or Twitter, etc. Big thank you to Ethan over at sortofapps.com and Magic Band Collectors for being a sponsor again this month. Really does help support, and you can also get access to these episodes a little bit earlier over on Patreon as well. Yeah. I think that pretty much just wraps up this episode. So as per usual, may the Force be with you.
Yeah, may the Force be with you too.